Hello, friends. Today we need to talk about something that is getting harder and harder to ignore. Is there a silent war on black men in America? From the way they are portrayed in the media to how they are treated in the society, to the way masculinity itself is under attack, especially when it is black. It's time they ask the hard questions. Come on, let's be honest. When was the last time you saw a positive, powerful black male lead on TV? They are either criminals, baby daddies, gangsters, or clowns. And when they are not being criminalized, they are being emasculated. We are the strong, noble, intelligent black men in film, music, politics. Why are they being shown more as jokes than leaders? Now there's a growing movement pushing black men away from the traditional masculinity. You know what? They are told that being strong, protective, direct, or even masculine is toxic. But when other races show these traits, it's called leadership or confidence. So why are black men being singled out for being men? In schools, black boys are more likely to be suspended or labeled as aggressive. In the workplace, they are seen as threats. In courtroom, they are given longer sentences than their white peers. In the media, they are mocked or erased entirely. This isn't accidental. There's a system in place that fears strong, conscious, masculine black men. If black men are weak, absent, or silent, it's easier to control the entire community. No strong fathers, no strong households, no strong role models, no strong youth. And meanwhile, the culture is sold back without black Americans. They want the music, the fashion, the body, but not the voice, the power or leadership. This isn't about hate. This is about identity survival and restoration. Anyway, before I continue with these videos, right, I would like you to watch those videos and I'll be back with the commentaries.
The red run dress, okay, boom. The men could have wore anything the color red to support a charity event. They did not have to wear no dresses. They did not have to put on no cute dresses. They did not have to do that. But y'all gonna force that because y'all want our men. Y'all want black men to be feminine. Y'all want black men to wear dresses. Y'all want them to wear skirts, get their nails painted, and say that that's what they're supposed to do. And say that why can't girls do it but boys can't? Because there's a reason why we have genders in the first place. There's a reason why we are split and we are separate. There's a reason why the doctors say, hey, you're having a boy. Hey, you're having a girl. There's a reason why we have that. When you are pregnant with a girl, you get different symptoms. When you're pregnant with a boy, you get different symptoms. You don't get the same thing. So we're not the same. Y'all want to force us and make us be the same, and we're not. We're not. The men that was trying to just support that charity event, they could have just wore red pants. They could have just wore red pants, red shirt, red pants, red shoes, if you want to be technical. But no, y'all wanted them to wear red dresses. Y'all wanted them to put on a dress. And apparently they're more masculine than the rest of the men because they put on a dress. No. And then the men in the comments that's actually real men saying out their mouth, they didn't have to put on no dress. They could have just gave the money and put on some red pants or a red shirt. Y'all are bashing them. They telling y'all what they could have did. You have a choice in this at the end of the day. You don't have to wear a dress. Y'all chose to wear a dress. Y'all wanted to put on a dress. Y'all could have wore pants. The women were wearing shorts. Explain that. It's supposed to be a red dress run, but the women are wearing shorts. All of them were not wearing dresses. So they could have wore pants, but they chose to wear a dress.
Nothing that annoys me more than black men that posture and floss and act like they're doing something. Nothing gets under my skin more, especially those that actually think that they're hard and they're about something. Then those that think that because they made some few money in this system that literally enslaved their ancestors, and then they like to flash and talk about money like it's something. Oh my goodness! When I see it, I just watch in disarray at how lost someone can actually be. This is how you can see the weakness of a lot of black men, especially those that think that they're doing something when they're bought into the system totally. Yeah, when they like to flash and show their wealth, and then also those that like to act like they're so hard Yeah, this is how you can actually see that they're just emasculated totally. You're supposed to bring the African to the world market. Again, hear what I just said. You're supposed to bring the African to the world market, just as the Chinese will bring the China into the world market, and everyone's gonna bring, or the Indians gonna bring the Indian into the world market. Yeah, and then we'll be able to look at the world in this theater. We'll all be able to look at all the different cultures and then utilize the strengths and embrace all the different like the differences, embrace it and actually learn from each other. But what do? We don't, there is nothing African about black people, whether in America or in Africa itself. In Africa, they're busy trying to be something else. We literally perpetuate that strange ideology called white supremacy. We literally do it because we're not comfortable with who we are. We also don't know who we are. And if you don't know who you are, if you don't define yourself, then you are whatever someone says or defines you to be. Now check this. In the world, especially when it comes to gang culture, young black males and black men are like the foot shoulders, the pawns. Yeah? Because it's us that get unalived anyway. Do you see that? Now, the real people that make the money, they're organized. They're actually part of an organized crime family. Now, in my mind, there is no difference between gangs and nations that go to war for other people's minerals. Gangs protect territory, try to protect certain routes where they push certain resources or whatever. So do nations. There's no difference, honestly. What we see on the lower level of gangs is what's happening with, for instance, America and the Middle East and whatnot. It's the same thing, and it's done by men too. So look at that. On the world stage, Africans or black men are like, oh my God, I don't even want to say it, but I got to. We're the bitches. God forgive me for saying this. I don't even use this expression, but black men are the bitches of the world. Bitches. It sounds wrong with me saying it. I hate that word. Because we only have one problem. Just one. And we can't solve it. But instead, we want to act like we're hard. I can't. There's nothing. Honestly, when I see black guys act like they're the hardest, it's funny to me. Seriously. It's a joke to me. Then those that feel like they've got money and there's something. It's a joke to me. We're going to try. And those that say generational wealth, just stop your nonsense. We have the wealth. We just need to know that we do have the wealth. And we need to work together for the interest of the children and to make a better world. We just need to get together. We need to put our differences aside. But all of us, or some of us, want to be just the only one and that guy or that girl. I keep saying it. That's the mentality that we have. Stocks and shares and all of that. Just stop. I've got books on stocks and shares. I've got some real life books on it as well. Some really good books on it. But I don't promote that crap. Yeah? Those who have the gold make the rules. But we live in a world where those who have the arms get the gold and then make the rules. So what do? You focus on getting the arms. That is what got us into this mess. And that is what we fail to do time and time again. But instead, we'll have to posture and floss and act like we're something when we're not.
Black men are really the white women of the black community. Like, think about it. Black men are protected and infantilized by black women, just like white men infantilize and protect white women. We both uphold and conform to patriarchy, even though it's a system that really was never made for us to begin with. And this last one is the most egregious one, in my opinion. We both take the credit for things that black women have already done. We took the paychecks from our wives when it was hard for us to find work after we got emancipated from slavery. And we did it in order for us to feel like we were less emasculated and more in control of our lives. And we took credit for the work done by black women and gay men during the civil rights movement and almost completely abandoned their needs after we felt like we got what we needed. And even in the church, the women setting up bake sales, teaching Sunday school, and overall just helping the church to work like a well-oiled machine for years never got the credit they were due because it was given to the pastors and the deacons. I would never understand why we get so upset with our women when they want more from us, when they want us to be more supportive of them, when they supported us for years. Black men need to start holding ourselves accountable, especially those that don't abide by patriarchy and aren't misogynistic, because unfortunately there's the brothers that don't know or refuse to learn are not going to listen to this kind of stuff from women.
Sometimes I challenge the myth that men are the logical ones because the evidence says otherwise. And if logic truly ruled, why does rage arrive where language should have lived? And if you look around, you'll notice what used to be the baseline for manhood has evaporated. Posture of being a gentleman, gone. Simple etiquette got buried with it too. What used to be second nature is now treated like charity. Now we've got a society where if a man doesn't get his way, he doesn't reach for principle, he reaches for destruction. And it's wild because we spent so much time debating emasculation in all the wrong places. But interesting enough, it's been the obsession and overpropagated bad boy image. Prisons are living museums of men who let emotion make choices logic should have made. The bad boy archetype became society's #1 advertisement, proof that manhood can be sold like a product. Look at the movies, look at the music. The reckless wins the scene, the chorus praises impulse, and the crowd rewards the show. When you watch it long enough, you start to copy it. And that's how emasculation hides in plain sight. Performance replaces principle. Men spend their energy earning claps from men while forfeiting the respect from women. Then you start watching a society where women complain about manhood and start becoming the men that they needed. Because we all know what happens to the bad boy. He chases validation from men and ends up in a cell surrounded by them. And he didn't land there by reason. He landed there by chasing an image. Sold to him lyric by lyric, scene by scene, until there was nothing left of his manhood.
Black men's portrayal in media is not what emasculated black men in America. We were emasculated as soon as we were put onto them boats and forced into slavery. Black men were thrown into a white patriarchal society where they weren't fully allowed to partake in patriarchy. As a man, we know that we're expected to protect and provide for our families, but when you're beaten in front of your women and in front of your children, and you're forced to watch your women and your children get beaten and sexually assaulted, you're not being a man according to patriarchy. And over the years, they found new ways to emasculate us, and it went hand in hand with how they found new ways to make slavery legal, whether it was sharecropping, Jim Crow, lynchings, the war on drugs. All of these things made it so that the men were never in the house. All of these things made it so that it was hard for black men to provide for their families.
All right, peace. So listen, I'm about to explain this better than anybody on the internet. Because see, the podcasters are still riding the fence and they're scared to say what I'm about to say. So people send me videos about the emasculation of black boys. Yes, Hollywood uses the weapon of propaganda to emasculate and feminize black boys. It's very important they do that. So you have to understand, right? If you want to take over a nation, you must delete the alpha males. You must remove the alpha males to be able to invade a nation. It's very important that you do that. So you can have access to the women and then be able to pass on your ideology and your indoctrination to the children and be able to shape them into what you want them to be, right? It's very important that you understand that. You see, the white supremacists and the white globalists understand that black men are the apex predator. They understand that clearly. So they don't have a problem with black men. They have an obsession with black men. They have an obsession, and this obsession is retribution. You see, during slavery, after slavery was over, they created the NRA, the National Rifle Association, because they thought that black people were going to take revenge. And even till this day, the white supremacists and the white nationalists is building up their arsenal because they feared the day of retribution. They understand that the apex predator might one day retake everything. That's always been a fear in the mind of the white globalists and the white supremacists and the white nationalists. So you have to remove the mindset, the mentality, the masculine mentality. Why? Because masculinity is what keeps other men in check. Masculinity is what protects the village, the tribe. Masculinity is a mindset. Okay? You see, part of this is also understanding. Right. And one of the problems with the black community and the women in the black community and even some of the men in the black community, they think they can rehabilitate the gangsters in the jail and the prisoners. They think they can rehabilitate the gangsters and the prisoners. The women think that the gangsters and the prisoners are masculine men. They're not. They are inferior in nature and in mindset. See, this is what you got to understand. Once you call yourself a gangster, once you call yourself a killer, you have an inferior mindset. Your cultural identity is one of an inferior mindset. You cannot use gangsters and prisoners to protect the perimeter of the village and the nation. They do not have the masculine mindset. Just the fact that you call yourself a gangster, just the fact that you call yourself a killer, shows that your mentality is of inferior nature. You are now in the identity of a psychopath. Now we got to actually pick a side. But the podcasters and men in the black community think and want to rehabilitate the gangsters and the prisoners and use them as weapons against, right, our opposition. It will never work. It'll never work because they don't want to delete their brothers and sisters. They don't want to pick a side. And the only way is to pick a side. But they won't say that on their podcasts. On their podcast, they won't say that. You understand? It's very important. Those are not the masculine men. Those type of men are the psychopaths of the community. And even when Jim Jones went on that podcast and said that the Bloods is a sorority, the Bloods is a fraternity, nobody on the podcast checked him for that. He associated the Bloods with being a fraternity, right? And that's because of the culture, right? That celebrates, right? Inferior natures. So you got to understand that. That's very clear. The war is against masculinity. You have to destroy masculinity. Masculinity is not a look, but the women and the men in the community think it's a look. It's a mentality that has to be instilled back in the black boys to put them back in the alpha nature. But you feminize them. You change their cultural identity. And they won't see themselves as masculine men. Right? So they'll become, right, hypersexual, emotionally aggressive, which I keep telling y'all. The gangsters, gang members, the YNs are emotionally aggressive. You cannot use men like that against opposition. Masculine men are, right, mentally aggressive, not emotionally aggressive. Do you understand? But yes, the war against black boys is very important, and it must first happen through the lens of propaganda. Because when you're going after your enemy, you have to suppress and destroy the image of them to the point where they even adopt that image of themselves. You understand what I'm saying? You could easily invade a nation of men that call themselves gangsters and killers. Easily. Because they don't understand psychological warfare. They don't understand propaganda. They don't understand indoctrination. They don't understand economic warfare. They don't understand those things. They're just psychopaths with guns in their hand. There is no real strategic, right, and aggressive mentality happening. You understand what I'm saying? You have to pick a side in the black community. They are still trying, right, to bring both sides together. It don't work like that. It won't work like that. However, right, for the people that send me the videos, absolutely, Hollywood, television, media must first use warfare before they use war. The militarization of the police is actually war. Hollywood propaganda is warfare. All right, peace.
I just watched a video of Tiger Woods talking about how he experienced racism when he goes to certain country clubs. Like, they don't want him there. They question why he's there. Sometimes they make him leave. They're very rude, so on and so forth, right? But then he turned around and married a Caucasian woman. I'm utterly confused. I'm confused at the fact that black men just like to be, y'all like punishment. I don't understand it. Like, just think about it. You go to jail for something, you may have been wrongfully convicted, and then you come out of jail and then you do something stupid to go back in. Why do y'all like punishment? Y'all get treated wrong by Caucasian people all the time, and then you turn around and smash a Caucasian girl, or marry a Caucasian girl, or have kids with the Caucasian. Why? And then complain later when they family mistreat you. Oh, I knew y'all was racist. Your dad never liked me. Your grandma never liked me. Why would you think they would? Like, just why? Why did you think that you were different enough for them to treat you right? Why?
My most woke take ever, but I don't give a damn. Being lumped in with the patriarchy as a black man feels like I'm being blamed for a crime I didn't plan, didn't benefit from, and barely survived. As black men, we often get designated to carry the burdens of systems that don't benefit us. Like when people say patriarchy, then they include black men in said patriarchy. Y'all gotta realize that we did not build that house. We were born in the basement of it. We didn't create the patriarchy, and yet we got punished by it too, right? We were emasculated, we were underfathered, we were over-policed, right? But yet people still paint the same brush with us as black men as they do with the people who created said system. With that being said, some brothers do hold certain patriarchal behaviors, but a lot of times out of survival, misinformation, inherited trauma, not out of domination. And that's the difference between black men and those other men, and that difference matters. Yes, dismantling the patriarchal system does matter. Don't get me wrong on that front. But stop treating black men as if we're junior oppressors, right? And start understanding us as if we're survivors in our own right.
Y'all, I gotta make this TikTok. I want to get this off my chest. I'm not trying to put down black men as I say this, but some of them I'm just concerned. I'm just very concerned, and I need to get this off my chest. I just don't like how a lot of black men are very like way behind in a lot of things, because I just feel like it's really not fair for a lot of us black women, because look, black women are like the most educated women in the country. We're literally doing our shit. But like when it comes to us wanting to date, we don't have like, there's no like middle ground. Like there's no in between when it comes to dating black men. It's either they got it or they don't got it. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not trying to put them down, but it's to the point where I'm fucking concerned. Nigga, you older than me. I'm 25. I never said that you gotta have your whole life all together, but there's some things that I'm just like, why aren't you fucking grasping it? Why are you not getting it? And I'm not trying to be that woman, but I literally get the ick. I don't like it when I have to help a man, like literally help them figure their life out. I did not have nobody help me figure my life out. So it's just like me having to like do that for a man literally leaves a bad taste in my mouth, because it's like, I already did all this shit for myself, so why can't you figure that out for yourself? Not saying I'm not going to support you, but I can't hold your hand. And this is where I'm like, are the moms literally like coddling them? Like enabling a lot of things? Because there's just certain things there's no way that you don't understand or you don't grasp it. Or a lot of y'all just keep making the same mistakes over and over again. Like, don't y'all know the definition of insanity? That's literally what it is. And it's to a point sometimes where I'm like, you gonna keep doing the same fucking shit, and I just cannot like give you grace for it. I can't feel bad for you. Like a lot of just irresponsible things a lot of black men do, and it's just like not fair to black women, because a lot of us want to be loved, but it feels like a lot of us have to carry this burden to help them out and figure things out. I don't get it. What's going on? I don't get it. Like, what is not clicking to them? And it's actually like really concerning, and it's making me sad. It's literally making me sad. Like, do we not have a lot of black male mentors? I know like a lot of things happen in the upbringing, but after a certain amount of time, as you reach a certain age, you can't keep blaming stuff that happened in your childhood. You actually kind of have to do the work to want to progress. It's not, you can't always keep feeling bad for yourself. And that's what I feel like a lot of them feel like. And then a lot of y'all don't even have real friendships. Y'all don't have real friendships. Like a lot of y'all will keep a lot of like of your hurt just like in your head, and nobody is gonna know. And that's the thing too. I think it's just like black men are like missing community. I think you guys need more community. You guys need mentors, because I'm just seeing a lot of things, and it's just like concerning. Because at the end of the day, a lot of us want to have a man and date a black man, but like I don't know. Like I think like it just feels like you guys are not all the way there with a lot of us. And I just think that you guys lack a lot of community, and I just feel like you don't really have friends who you can talk about your struggles, and having friends uplift you. I don't know, but I'm concerned, and something needs to happen.
I'm learning a lot about how people view black people and black men in particular these days. And it's funny how the media has portrayed black men as these terrors in the community, as these consistent criminals who are just basically like animals that can't control themselves, and they're carrying knives and doing all sorts of crime, when you're living in a country which is predominantly white. And the majority of people that commit crimes are white. But so many people want to talk about so-called statistics. Where do these statistics come from? Who is putting out this information? They never ask these questions. Because we know that the public, people in general, society, are fed a lot of lies. But when it comes to, all of these stereotypes with black people, black men in particular, these statistics have to be 100% accurate. It's very interesting.
What I was sick of is these coons like Deontay Kyle, fucking Consciously, all these motherfuckers. We need a whole black man accountable. Hey, coon, let me point something out to you. The most exonerated group in America is the black man. We're already being blamed for shit that we're not even responsible for. You ain't fixed that yet, and now all of a sudden you want to get your little coon ass on TikTok and talk shit. Wow. Every day I'm covering cops who get probation for touching kids, touching children, having CSAM material, and they don't even get prison time. Almost 40% of them get no prison time. They get probation. And yet your little coon, rocket raccoon, a part of the Guardians of the goddamn Galaxy looking ass, gonna come on damn TikTok and talk shit about the one group who is held accountable even when they're not guilty. I'm telling you, boy, the CIA is working overtime with y'all coon asses.
I do believe black men deserve an apology for the way they were treated before the election, because y'all made it seem like all black men or majority of black men were on the bandwagon of Trump, and like all of them were just stupid and so pressed over to $100, which a lot of them were. 20% of them were. So y'all were right about that 20%. But the way, like, especially how Obama and them came out, y'all made it seem like you feel me, 60, 70%, even 50% of them were gonna go out and vote for this man, and they didn't. And I feel like, just as the black community, like us, like this is a us problem right now. Like, we definitely need to love on our black men, because I know, like, black men do deserve some of the shit that they be getting. They do. But how are we ever supposed to see a change in them if we always are expecting them to do the worst? Like, that's how I just felt with this. Like, maybe we shouldn't have talked too soon about how they was coming in selection. We should have gotten their ass if they went in them polls and they voted for that man, and then the shit came out like 60-40, or you feel me, like 50-50. Then it's like we can get in black man ass. Like, all right, now, do y'all really love us? But y'all gotta understand, black men really do love black women. Like, I'm sorry to break it to anybody who don't think this, but black men really love black women. They love their black daughters. They love their black moms. They love their black grandmamas. Are there some men that are very traumatized and have, deep-rooted hatred for their mother? Yes, but I do feel like lots of black men love us, and they do have our best interests at heart. I just think we always are letting, like, the small couple apples, the poison apples, try to, ruin the whole batch, or like take reputation for the whole batch. And I feel like we shouldn't do that. I feel like we do need to say sorry to our black men, because they did go out and they did vote for the person who was for us.
So, like I was saying, this isn't about hate. This is about identity, survival, and restoration, right? They need to protect their image. They need to uplift strong, smart, unapologetically masculine black men, because the moment they are erased, their future is too. Do you know that the moment they are erased, their futures too are also erased? So do you think black men are under attack in today's world? Is it just cultural evolution, or is it intentional? I'd like you to drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video. Do not forget to turn on your notification button, right, to subscribe to Global Gist with BJ for more real talk. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.